If you're looking for a beautiful dress watch with a good value proposition, I'd like you to watch this video on the Tangomat from Nomos Glashütte, an independent award-winning German watch manufacturer. Here on this episode of Adventures with Time. There's a lot I could tell you about Nomos Glashütte, despite them being a relatively young watch brand. And I will give you some information later on this video about their relatively short 30-year history, styling, and model families. But let's get right to the watch that Nomos was kind enough to lend me for this hands-on review. There are 13 Nomos watch families and many models within these families. However, as my first Nomos watch to review, I selected the Tangomat, a watch which I think exemplifies the Nomos minimalist Bauhaus aesthetic. As I usually do, here's a quick overview of the watch specifications before I go over the design and aesthetics of this watch. This Tangomat is a 38.3mm stainless steel case with a slim thickness of just 8.3mm. The 48mm lug-to-lug is long for a watch with this diameter, but works on this watch as I'll show you later. A 20mm lug width means you can use many other straps instead of that supplied Horween shell Cordova strap that comes with the watch. With sapphire crystals on both the front and back and a push-pull crown, you'll have a watch that weighs in on this strap at just 60 grams and 30 meters of water resistance. But that's all one really needs for a dress watch. You're not taking this one into the pool. I especially selected a model with a crystal back so that I could examine the in-house caliber DUW 5001 that runs at 21,600 beats per hour, has a 43-hour power reserve, and that Nomos swing system. More about this movement later. This German-made watch that bears the Glashütte designation with an in-house movement and awards to its honor retails for $3,280. The Nomos Glashütte Tangomat is definitely a dress watch, although a watch I think you can wear with casual attire, yet certainly not during sports or other rough activities. I don't make many videos on dress watches since I tend to look at more sporty watches, but everyone needs a dress watch at some time in their life. I have my Tiffany branded Patek Philippe watch. Now, I always thought dress watches are supposed to be simple and unadorned. Many are small so as to be inconspicuous. Nomos, especially with this Tangomat, has observed the first of these, but not the second. This case is simple, perfectly circular with mostly flat, highly polished sides, bezel, and lugs. Just enough styling to attract attention while on one's wrist, especially with those long angled lugs. A very clean and sharp looking case, and this aesthetic is carried through to the dial. In fact, I feel like the purpose of this case design is intended to attract your interest and draw your attention to the dial. This model has the galvanized white-silver plated dial, providing a broad swath of matte white that is broken only by minimal printing for the 4 indices and minute track. Maintaining the Bauhaus design, we get Arabic numerals in a simple font for the even hour indices with narrow lines everywhere else. Then one notices that sunken running seconds subdial with concentric circles and simple 5-second markers, which provides a lovely understated accent to the dial. The thermally blued hour, minute, and second hands go almost undetected until one needs to read the time. Yes, although plain, minimalist, or whatever adjective you want to use, we can't call this watch boring. It's beautiful in its simplicity, just what many want in a dress watch. But wait, there's more. As simple and unadorned as is this watch face, the back of this watch is just the opposite. It is designed to showcase the Nomos in-house DUW 5001 movement. Your eyes are drawn to the movement by the bevel edge with its 6 screws to secure the case back that frames the large display crystal and movement perfectly. And look at the finishing on that movement. The Glashütte 3/4 plate, rotor, barrel, and gear train are all adorned with ribbing or perlage work. There is even a sunburst design on some of the gears. The thermally blued screws and blue balance spring add some nice color to the movement, along with the branding and other information engraved with gold color. This is not just a beautiful movement, it is designed, adjusted, and tested by Nomos according to cost chronometer standards. I've been getting fairly good accuracy while I've had this watch. Nomos is one of the few manufacturers that have designed and built their own escapement system, which they call the Nomos Swing System. The DUW 5001 has a lot going for it. By the way, DUW stands for Deutsche Uhrenwecker, which in English means German watch movements. Before I get to the history of Nomos Glashütte, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel. Ring that bell icon so you're alerted to any new videos. Give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends about it. I truly appreciate it. Now on with the review. Nomos Glashütte was founded by Roland Schwertner in 1990, just over 30 years ago. To use the Glashütte designation, a watchmaker must have 50% of the caliber created in Glashütte. Nomos makes up to 95% of each movement on site. And now they have become the largest manufacturer of mechanical timepieces in Germany, and they are a true independent watchmaker. Although most of their models across their 13 collections, or model families as they call them, fall into what most would call dress watches, they do have some with more sporty designs, some with world time functions, and others with vibrant colors. However, clearly Nomos is known for their early 20th century Bauhaus style as exhibited by this Tangomet model. I do think it is a watch that combines beautiful minimalist designs with state-of-the-art engineering at a price more than commensurate with its value. But what do you say? Were you aware of the Nomos brand and the progress they've made as an independent watchmaker? Give us your thoughts so that others viewing can hear more than just my opinion. If Nomos is not to your liking, perhaps you might like one of the watches I discuss in these two videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.